Well, hi, everybody. I'm Leon Thomas here with Miranda Kitterlin Lynch, and you're here for another episode of Checking In, a lodging DEI chat. Miranda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I love your
All,
shirt.
all is groovy. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's one of our racquetball shirts. Actually, this is not one of our program racquetball shirts. This design was done by an organization that supports racquetball called Team Dovetail.
Team Dovetail.
Team
Okay.
Dovetail. I purchased a Team Dovetail shirt at this was back in December when the Ladies Professional Racquetball Tour was in Severna Park, Maryland, and they conducted a clinic for about 40 of the players in our racquetball program. So that was
That's
pretty cool.
amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. Dovetail.
yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Team Dovetail. That's it. And you can go to our website, racquetballrevival.com, to learn more about what we do in the Baltimore area that changes the lives of kids and the communities that they live in. Miranda, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. Have you played racquetball?
No, I don't think I have. I've never had bean pie. I've never played racquetball.
Why, why do I keep coming up with these things? It's like, so now, do we have another part of the show? Has Miranda ever
I
done?
know, right?
Right? We keep adding on to it. No bean pie. Well, we'll have to ask our guest today about bean pie and
Yes,
racquetball also.
absolutely.
Uh-oh, she's in the background going, no, you didn't tell me it would be this hard. No. So Miranda, episode number what? Where are
Okay.
we?
I want to give a shout out to whoever on your team put numbers on the red circle episodes. But we're in season 2, and all they gave me was the overall numbers. So, overall, the history of the show, it looks like we're on episode 52. I'm going to say it's season 2, episode 25.
All right, we're gonna give that pass that shout out on to Aaron Baker,
Thank you,
our
Aaron.
newest intern who made sure that we had the episodes numbered and she said, I think it looks more impressive if you say just the episode number instead of season and episode. So I
Ah,
said, yeah, right on, go ahead. Yeah,
okay.
sure, whatever.
All
So,
right. I'll allow it.
oh, you'll okay, I'll she's gonna hear it. She's gonna see this in editing anyway. Yeah, right on. So, folks, if you'd like to be a guest on our show, here's how you do it. You can send me an email. My email address is leon at the leonthomasgroup.com. And Miranda, how do they get in touch with you?
Just Google me, Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. I'm the only one you're going to find. I can't hide.
So Erin heard you say that. She's like, no, no, no. We need an email address. Like, no, you don't. Just Google her, like she said. And then she sends me a text and goes, you're right. You're right. She's everywhere under that name. How did that happen? And I go, just think about this. Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. She goes, oh, okay, okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what's funny is whenever I pick things, like if I pick up a prescription, for example, I give them my name and then they ask for date of birth, and I'm thinking, there's no way you have another one in your system. Come on,
There's
we
no
don't
way.
have to narrow it down anymore.
There's no way. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Folks, you can watch our show too. I mean, Miranda, you're everywhere now. You can watch us. You can watch us on YouTube, watch us on LinkedIn, you watch us on Facebook, but also you can listen to us through various podcast platforms, right? Like your husband does.
Yep, my
Right? Is
husband
he
listens
still
on Spotify. Yep,
all
so we
right?
can't talk about him anymore.
We can't do that. But my wife doesn't listen on Spotify or anywhere. She watches episodes, so we can't even talk about her either. You know what? They probably have their own show going on where they're talking about us.
That's perfect.
Yeah. And you can also listen to episodes of Checking In, a lodging DEI chat by going to the Leon Thomas Group website. That's the leonthomasgroup.com and clicking on the button that says listen now. And it'll take you to our radio station where you can listen to episodes we do are all right there.
So cool.
Yeah. All right. We have a great guest today. I'm so happy to have her with us. Miranda, you go ahead and introduce our guest, please.
Absolutely. So, our guest today is the content director at Questex Hospitality, as well as editor-in-chief for hotel management. Her name is Jennifer Glatt, and I'm super excited to talk to her. I have so many questions, and there's a big opportunity for all of our listeners coming up that she's going to share with us.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Great to have you.
Thanks for being here. Now, Jennifer, don't answer the questions yet. We'll get to those. But when we were talking about racquetball and bean pie and what else has Miranda not done, and I said we're going to talk to our guest about this. Be honest. What was your reply? What were you thinking backstage? Where you're like, I'm going to disconnect from this stream, or bring it on? I used to be a racquetball A player. What were you thinking?
Well, I've been expecting the questions, so I'm not taken by surprise. You said you want answers later, so you let me know.
Right,
I've got answers.
All right, so you've been watching the show. You know some of the questions that are coming later. You've been watching. Yes. All right, good.
It's true.
Right on. I like it.
Awesome. Jennifer, for anybody who's not familiar, could you just share with us a little bit about Questex Hospitality and hospitality management?
Sure. So hotel management is a B2B website and publication for primarily hotel owners and operators. So we cover everything from investment to trends, analysis across the industry, just news. And it's really more about how we can help operators and owners take care of their properties more efficiently and profitably. So, and then Questex, overall, we like to say that we help people live better and longer. So we are a media and an events company, and we connect people. And within this hospitality space, we are looking at specifically travel, hospitality, wellness, all of those things that that really enhance our lives. And so, for me, being on the B2B side, I was in higher ed for about 8 years prior to coming into this role, and then have been a travel writer for Questex prior to that. And so, really when I came to a point in my career where I was looking for something outside of higher ed, travel is something that is really important to me. The hotel has always been my favorite part. And so this was a great combination of the two. So I've been with the company almost a year now, and it's been a big learning experience for me. It's humbling to learn a new industry.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't meet too many people that leave higher ed. So I guess you actually wanted to make some money.
Well, I was involved in all sorts of aspects of higher ed. One of the perks of working at the university that I worked at, they would give you classes for free, a certain number a year. And so I took advantage of that, got an advanced degree, and had really just gotten to a point where I felt like I had finished growing in that space. And so I was ready to take on something else. And, thankfully I had a lot of freelancing experience in my back pocket, and, also just kind of kismet, the way that experiences kind of build upon one another that prepared me for the role that I have today. So I was able to be a student. I was able to be a professor for a little while, and obviously a staff member. Hard work, it's great people, and I think I'm a lifelong learner. So in that regard, I did hate to walk away from the multitude of opportunities that were available to me, but I'm finding them in different ways now. So
awesome. Well, tell us, because we kind of teased it at the beginning. Do you want to tell us now? Leon, is now a good time for us to talk about the opportunity that our listeners have to make some pretty cool movements?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So every year, hotel management does a survey. And so we ask for nominations for GMs of the year. And so our survey is open now, and we are hoping that lots of people will fill out this survey and let us know who these amazing GMs are, what kind of properties that they're representing, and what kind of differences they're making. Really, I hear it time and again, hospitality is a people business, and the GMs know this better than anyone. They are on the front line, so to speak, day to day. They know all the details of what's happening every day. And so we are looking to recognize these GMs that are going above and beyond. And I would say over the last few years, we've averaged maybe 200 nominations. And we can choose probably 45 to 50, just based on the time that it takes to go through all of those stories and pull out ones that might not be duplicates, or if we get like too many from one hotel company, we really try and look at lots of different ways to kind of sort through those. But really, what we want are the stories. It's not just a name and a property and this person is great, and I'm sure that that's true, but we really want to know why. What is it that makes these people shine? So that survey is open until July 11th. So we are hoping that we will get lots of nominations.
Awesome.
Make it hard for us.
I love it. And Leon and I will.
Go ahead, Miranda.
Oh, I was just going to mention that Leon and I will certainly be sharing on social media to
Great.
help.
Yeah. Folks, you can go to hotelmanagement.net on the website. You'll see a link where you can nominate yourself or someone else. And as Miranda mentioned, we're going to be sharing that link on our social medias. I'm going to email it. So, you know what? I'm going to share it. I'm going to email it. I'm going to text it. I'm even going to call some people.
Great.
Right? I'm going to call some people and tell them that there are a lot of general managers that are doing such a great job. And again, Jennifer, as you talked about, it's the stories that really are changing lives. Right? When a general manager can work with someone that's in an entry level position and mentor them and train them to do more in the business. That's a story, and I know many are doing that type of thing. And to the audience, I'll tell you this: listen, there are many Black general managers that are doing a good job, and no one's recognizing them because no one's nominating them. So we've got to get that going. So if you have a Black manager in your company, or a Black manager, listen, let's get them nominated, as well as females. Let's get those ladies nominated, and everyone else that's any minority in our business. Let's get this going. So you're going to see this from me for the next. You said it's open till what? July?
July 11th.
July 11th. I'm going to be boom, 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 boom. Pounding it all around, and
and encourage others to share that too. It's great when you can, make the table longer and invite more people in. I think after our initial conversation, Leon, I think I realized that, maybe the way that we had advertised it, just kind of shared it on our social media and that sort of thing. We hadn't really pushed it out beyond that, and so I think. We've got a great network of hospitality people, and all the people that we're networked with have, that network just multiplies. And so the more that we can encourage that to be shared, it's going to reach a lot more people than us just doing it ourselves.
Yeah, I agree. Now do you have like 3 or 4 different tiers of general managers or properties, right, for this particular award? Then am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, so we've got different award categories. It's resort properties, independent properties, extended stay, full service properties, and select service.
All right, so you're covering everybody. So everyone has an opportunity to get in here. That's right. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're doing this, and I'm looking forward to supporting the efforts that you're doing.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And now you mentioned that you want to hear people's stories and it's about their stories. Can you think of a story from previous uh, award recipients or honorees that you could share with us?
Um, Nothing specifically comes to mind, although a refrain that I have seen again and again has been, I started as a dishwasher, or I started in housekeeping and worked my way up. That has been such a common refrain that I have heard, just from talking to a number of people in the industry over the last almost year. And there really is such upward mobility in this industry. But I think, like anything that you're trying to bring attention to, you need to know about it first, and to that point, higher education is great for that. It's not just, oh, when I get out into the work world, I'll figure out what I'm going to do. If you know that there are options in the hospitality industry that are that run the range of skills and education and that sort of thing, then you can kind of figure out where you fit into that. And so I think I've just been really humbled and heartened by the number of people that have shared, their kind of upward trajectory as they've stayed in hospitality. And I have found that that people who get into hospitality don't leave. There's something there. There's a nurturing quality about it, but it's also, they're ambitious and they can, they can climb as high as they want to, but people really seem to get into this industry and love it and stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what would you say is the best way for people to nominate? I know that you want to hear the stories, but do you want to hear from a personal level, this is how this person impacted my career, or this is what I've seen them do?
So yeah, there's a form to fill out that kind of walks you through. Yeah, there's a number of questions, and then that way, when we sort of export, that information, that text, we have everything sort of, in the same column. Okay, how did you approach this, or what has been your biggest challenge, or things like that. So the form makes it really easy to walk through the whole process.
I think that's something important for people to know, because I think a lot of the reason that people don't do the thing is because they are either intimidated by the process, or they're like, I don't know what I'm going to say. But if you have something to just guide people along, I think that is great. That's
right.
fantastic.
And we're not looking for a dissertation here, a paragraph, but just, give us some details so we can understand either how, if you're nominating yourself, how you felt like you've grown, or how you felt like you have impacted people. And if you're nominating someone else, how you have seen them impact others.
I love, and what a good point that you can nominate yourself, because I feel like so many people hesitate to nominate themselves when they're like, no, if you're not your biggest cheerleader, then who's going to be? Absolutely nominate yourself.
Yes. Yeah. It's great. I think it's a great option, and who knows, your success is better than you.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Folks, you're watching Checking In, a lodging DEI chat. I'm Leon Thomas. I co-host this show with Miranda Lynch, and our guest today is Jennifer Glatt with Questex. We're talking to Jennifer about the upcoming General Manager Awards, and we'll give you information on how you can nominate folks to win that award. Jennifer, there were some folks in my career, like 30 years ago, that deserve nomination now. It's probably too late for me to nominate them, isn't it? Or can I roll the clock back 30 years?
Are they still working? If they're still working, you can nominate them.
Wow. One of them actually is.
Yeah.
But absolutely. I can tell the story from 30 years ago.
Sure. And I'm sure they have a few others that they could add to it by this point.
Yes. So that's one that I have for sure.
Awesome.
We're going to tell the story of how I got started in the hotel business. Looking forward to doing that for sure. So Jennifer, we're going to take a quick shift. We'll come back to this nomination deal and hotels and all that. We're going to take a quick shift and go to some of the questions we talked about earlier. Do you
Okay.
play racquetball? Have you played racquetball?
I do not. I do not
You
play
don't play
racquetball.
racquetball. That's okay. We'll keep you on the show anyway. We'll keep you on the
Okay.
show. We'll do it. We're not going to kick you away. Although, if you had said I play pickleball, that would have been the one that it's an automatic. You're done.
Not a
You know.
pickleball fan, are you?
No,
No.
not a pickleball fan. So thank you for not saying you're a pickleball fan. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. So Jennifer, in the magazine, you taught me something today that I didn't know. I didn't recognize that hotel management is a website and a magazine. I only knew it as a
Yes.
magazine, right?
Yes.
So I didn't know that. So for those that's never read the magazine, gone online to taking a look, give us an overview of what types of information that they'll find there and who it would be valuable for.
Okay. So as I said, it's geared primarily toward owners and operators. We have obviously investors and management companies and all sorts of subscribers that read it. So we really want to equip owners and operators to operate profitably and efficiently. So we might be looking at how to use AI in your customer service, how to buy insurance for your hotel. Is electric charging going to be, good for your hotel, or what sorts of things do you need to think about before you install EV chargers to your hotel property? We do a number of features. We do a one-on-one every month so this month in support of high tech, I interviewed Flora Bleeker, the CTO for Accor. So I got to talk to him and understand kind of Accor's tech strategy and how they approach implementing technology throughout their hotels. We do a hotelier spotlight, and that is a really interesting feature. We can pull, somebody from, maybe the hotel, but you don't really know the personalities behind it. And so, that's one way that we can really draw attention to, beyond, say, like this GM once a year feature. This is an every month or an every issue interview on what sorts of things drive you to stay in hospitality, and what makes your job hard, what makes it easy, just really to kind of get a very personal look at a hotelier. We've also got some very bread and butter departments. We've got a look at trends and trends in the industry. We've got, legal issues that pop up, and maybe how you can think about, are your bartenders over-serving your guests, and what kind of problems that can create. And so it's a lot of really useful, up-to-date information that it's actionable. You can read it and go, I can reach out to this supplier, or use this information to operate my business better.
Mhm. And something that, as I listen to you talk about many of the articles and information that you have in the magazine, this would be a great read for those that aspire to have a career in management and to continue to
Absolutely.
move up the line. Imagine if a front office associate is reading information here. It helps them learn. It's a continuation of their learning, right? So I want to encourage everyone to make sure you subscribe to as a way to continue your education in the business, because when you go to that job interview and you can talk the talk and say, I read this article in, it's got to
Right.
enhance opportunities for folks. So I want to encourage everyone to do that.
I think that's a great point. It's not just for people who are in the trenches. It's really just to understand what sorts of issues hoteliers are facing right now. And no matter where you fall on that kind of hierarchy in the hotel, it's going to benefit everyone if you're up to date on this information.
Right on.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely one of the resources that I include in my courses for students. I teach a class on contemporary issues, and they often will come here to take a look and see what you guys are offering. So thank you.
Absolutely. And the website has the full article online. So, we're not holding anything. We're not breaking any news in print. That's just not happening anymore. So I'll say for June, all of the June articles are up June 1st, the first of the month. And then, we'll roll them out kind of throughout the month in our newsletter. But in the print edition, we're tight on space. And so there's going to be essentially an excerpt of the article and a QR code that will take you to the website so you can read the full online piece. And so, there are news briefs going up multiple times throughout the day on our website. And, so don't wait for the print issue. I would say absolutely keep checking back on the website. There's always new information coming up. That's really where you want to kind of train your students to look first. And I think the print is just going to be an excerpt. So you're not going to get the full story there. You're going to have to go to the website.
I would argue that today's student may not touch any print.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Sadly.
Leon, did you?
Miranda, let's do this. Let's ask one more question. You go ahead and do it, and then we'll roll into the signature questions of the show.
Okay, so given that you have access to all this information, all these, not only the stories from the competition, but the information that's on the website and in the magazine, what would you say is one of the biggest things that people need to know happening in our industry right now? Like, what is one big contemporary issue, if you will?
Having edited a lot of articles recently about how to adopt to technology more quickly, just technology in general, I would say AI is really a hot button issue right now. There's a lot of information available, but it needs to be, you can't use it as a single source of truth. And I think people might look at it and think it's just an easy way to get something done. But say you're using it to write, marketing copy for your hotel. It might give you something very general, but to anyone who reads copy frequently, it's going to read like AI. And I think too, people who are looking at your website to maybe figure out if they want to come to your property, you're going to have to infuse that with some very natural language, some very specific details that only a human can provide. So I think AI is, it's a good start, but I don't think that it can be a substitute for any sort of human touch on information.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge hot topic for higher ed.
I bet, yeah.
And I agree with that completely. Exactly what you said. It can be a great tool, just like we use spell check or grammar check. This is just another tool.
Yes.
It can't be the single source. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer, you've said that you've watched our show before. You've watched Checking In a Lodging DEI chat, and you said you don't play racquetball, so that's why you're still on the show, right? And I'm sorry, you don't play pickleball, so that's why you're here. But now it's time for the 2 signature questions of the show. It's really 3 questions, but I kind of combine two together, and so I'll do mine first. Have you ever had bean pie?
I have not. Are you going to ask me the other one?
You're right. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm
You haven't
ready.
had bean pie? No, you haven't had bean pie. Wow. I'll send you the bean pie video. I'll go ahead. I'll send that to
Okay.
you. You can
Where does
share it.
bean pie originate? I need to know.
Now, where does it originate? I don't know. But I do know this, that as we discussed with the guest on our last show, Ashley Johnson, that you can find bean pie in just about any city. If you go to the area that the Nation of Islam may have a mosque, there'll be some members of the Nation of Islam on the streets selling their newspaper and bean pie.
Interesting.
Now, so we had a good time talking about referencing that on our last show. However, I live near Baltimore, and bean pie is sold at the local Safeway. It's sold at my local Safeway, and that's where I buy it. In fact, I bought one earlier today. That
I
it's
have
gonna.
not had bean pie. I have had an amazing meat pie from New Orleans.
I'm
But
in
that's
South
not vegetarian.
Louisiana.
So
I was born in the meat pie capital of the world.
were you?
And
Every year when we go to Jazz Fest, that's what we go for first.
And,
Well, I
and
told
I've
you
never had
guys,
that.
I've had a
Well,
meat pie, I've had a crawfish pie, I've had a tomato pie.
yes.
If Ashley Johnson had not confirmed that bean pie was a thing, I would believe that you made it up.
What? I sent you a video and everything with pictures, with images. I know. I didn't
Using
post,
AI.
I didn't post it on Instagram, so if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen. I
Not real.
understand. I get it. All right, Jennifer, here's the question you're probably waiting for. Have you ever had a Maryland crab cake?
I have not, but I've had a Boston lobster roll.
Boston lobster roll.
Huh.
Okay. All right. I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those. Yeah, so we'll have to get you to Maryland to have a Maryland crab cake.
You're the
Now,
first guest in 51 episodes to bring up lobster rolls.
lobster
in-
rolls.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No one else brought that up. Yeah.
I've not had what you're offering, but I'll come up with a substitution.
Okay. All right. There's a hospitality background, right? Hospitality
go.
educator, teaching folks, give options. No
Yes.
but. No
Options.
but. Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you said no, because what started this was a guest in our pre-show conversation. We were talking about crab cake, and he said, "Oh, I had one. Where?" At a barbecue joint in Kansas City. Shut up. That's
No, you
not a
didn't.
crab cake. No, Maryland crab cake. You didn't. You didn't.
Awesome. So I'll round this out with my question, which is, if you could go back and tell your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, a pearl of wisdom, affirmation, anything, what would it be?
I think I've given this some thought, and I would really love to go back and say to follow my confidence instead of my fear.
Mhm.
That confidence comes from knowing who you are and knowing kind of how to push yourself and when to kind of settle in and be where your feet are. And I think every time I have followed my curiosity, I discover more about who I am, and then I bring more of myself to whatever I'm doing. And I think that's really valuable.
That's fantastic. I love that. Follow your confidence and not your fear. That's
I
beautiful.
like it.
Love
I
it.
like it. I like it. Good stuff there. Folks, I'm Leon Thomas here with Miranda Kitterlin Lynch. We're the co-host of Checking In, a Lodging DEI Chat. Our guest today is Jennifer Glatt with Questex, the parent company of Hotel Management Magazine and hotelmanagement.net.
Yes.
And one of the things we talked about on this show is the upcoming General Manager Awards. And we're going to post the link. Miranda and I will be sharing it all over the place. We want you to nominate general managers for these awards.
Or
Or
yourself.
self-nominate.
What is that?
Or nominate yourself.
Or nominate yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes, we want that to happen. And I'm gonna push it again, particularly if you are a woman in the industry, if you are a underrepresented minority, if you're Black, a person of color, you are doing a good job running your hotels. You know those that are. Please nominate folks. Please do that. We're gonna be beating it up all over social for the next couple. We want you to do that. Jennifer, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been great talking with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Miranda, so we're just finishing episode number, I can't even remember what you said at the beginning of the show.
52.
Episode 52. So, wow, we are rocking on. Jennifer, another great guest. And folks, if you want to listen to our show, you can just search us on any podcast platform. Go to the Leon Thomas Group website. That's the leonthomasgroup.com. Click on listen. You can listen to all the shows that we produce there. You can see our show on LinkedIn under Miranda's profile, under mine. You can see us everywhere. And if you want to be a guest, contact me, Leon. That's Leon at the Leon Thomas Group. And Miranda, how do they
Just
get in
Google
touch
me.
with you? Yeah, just Google her. That's all you got to do. That's it. Just Google her. Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for watching another episode of Checking In, a Lodging DEI Chat.